Sometimes the most talked about moment at a football match has nothing to do with the score, and that's exactly what happened when Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds suddenly became the center of attention at a packed stadium in Wales. Fans arrived expecting drama on the field during the FA Cup clash between Wrexham and Chelsea. After all, Wrexham isn't just any club, it's the team Ryan Reynolds proudly co-owns. The stakes were high, the crowd was loud, and cameras were everywhere. But somewhere in the middle of all that tension, something unexpected happened in the stands. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were caught sharing a surprisingly affectionate moment. Not just a quick smile or supportive hug, but a cozy, unmistakably romantic display that instantly grabbed attention. The pair leaned into each other, wrapped their arms around each other, and even shared a kiss while the game unfolded just yards away. And within minutes, fans online were already buzzing. Clips and photos of the couple spread across social media, with viewers pointing out just how relaxed and affectionate the two looked, despite the intense match happening in front of them. For many fans, it felt like a rare glimpse into their private relationship, one that the couple usually keeps carefully balanced between Hollywood fame and family life. But what really made this moment stand out wasn't just the PDA, because the timing was perfect. Blake Lively hasn't been making many public appearances lately, and her sudden appearance beside Reynolds at such a high-profile match immediately sparked curiosity among fans and media alike. The cameras were supposed to be focused on the field, but at one point during the match, fans quickly realized something much more interesting was happening in the stands. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were sitting side by side watching the intense FA Cup showdown unfold, and while the crowd around them was locked in on the game, the couple seemed completely wrapped up in their own little world. At one moment, Blake leaned closer to Ryan, sliding her arms around him as the two shared a quiet, affectionate hug. Then came the moment that really caught fans' attention. The pair leaned in and shared a kiss. A sweet, casual moment that felt surprisingly genuine for a stadium packed with cameras. People sitting nearby immediately noticed, and it didn't take long before clips of the moment began circulating online. Blake looked relaxed and comfortable, even resting her head gently on Ryan's shoulder while they watched the game together. Ryan, meanwhile, appeared completely at ease, smiling and keeping his arm around her as the match continued. For a couple that's been married for over a decade, the moment felt refreshingly natural. No staged poses, no red carpet energy, just two people enjoying a game together while quietly showing their affection. Fans online quickly started reacting, with many pointing out how rare it is to see such candid moments between two major Hollywood stars. Yet the timing made it even more interesting, because Blake hasn't been appearing in public very often lately, and seeing her suddenly show up at one of Ryan's biggest football matches immediately got people talking. But while the romantic moment in the stands captured attention, the drama unfolding on the field was about to take a very different turn. The atmosphere inside the stadium was electric from the very beginning. This wasn't just another football match, it was an FA Cup showdown, and for Ryan Reynolds, it carried personal stakes. As co-owner of Wrexham, Reynolds has been deeply invested in the team's rise over the past few years, so when the game kicked off against powerhouse Chelsea, every moment mattered. And at first, things looked incredibly promising. Wrexham shocked many fans by taking an early lead, sending the crowd into a frenzy. Supporters erupted with cheers, sensing that an upset might actually be possible. From the stands, Reynolds watched closely, clearly locked in on every play. Beside him, Blake followed the action just as intently, the two reacting together as the game unfolded. For a moment, it felt like the kind of fairy tale football story fans love to see, the underdog team pushing ahead against one of the biggest clubs in the sport. But football can change in an instant. Chelsea quickly began to shift the momentum. What started as a hopeful night for Wrexham slowly turned into a much tougher battle. Goal by goal, Chelsea fought their way back into the match, turning the pressure up with every passing minute. By the time the final whistle blew, the scoreboard told a very different story. Chelsea had secured a 4-2 victory, ending Wrexham's FA Cup run and eliminating them from the tournament. It was a tough loss, especially for the team's passionate owners and fans who had hoped for a historic win. Yet, strangely enough, despite the disappointment on the field, the moment many people kept talking about afterwards had nothing to do with the scoreline at all, because Blake's and Ryan's quiet moment together in the stands had already taken a life of its own online, and the story wasn't over just yet. But for many fans watching closely, the most surprising part of the night wasn't the score. It was simply Blake Lively being there at all. Over the past several months, the actress has kept a noticeably lower public profile. While Ryan Reynolds has continued appearing at Wrexham matches and public events, Blake has been seen far less frequently. So when cameras suddenly caught her sitting beside him in the stands, fans immediately took notice. And she looked completely relaxed. Dressed casually in a denim jacket with matching denim bottoms and a striped shirt, she kept her style simple but effortlessly cool. It wasn't a glamorous red carpet look or high-fashion appearance. Instead, it felt like a genuine date night vibe, the kind of outing most couples might enjoy together, just with tens of thousands of people watching. Ryan matched the laid-back energy as well, wearing a gray sweatshirt and jeans while focusing on the match. The two looked comfortable, laughing at moments, reacting to the game, and occasionally leaning into each other as the action unfolded on the field. For fans used to seeing celebrities in carefully staged appearances, the moment felt refreshingly real. Because Blake's appearances in public lately have been rare, seeing her show up to support Ryan during such an important match instantly sparked conversation online. Some fans even pointed out how meaningful the moment seemed, a quiet show of support during a time when both of them have had a lot happening behind the scenes. But the stadium moment wasn't the end of the story, because after the final whistle blew and the crowd began to leave, Blake shared something online that gave fans an even closer look at their night together. On her Instagram stories, she posted a smiling photo of herself with Ryan Reynolds standing together on the empty field. Both looked relaxed and genuinely happy, a stark contrast to the intensity of the game that had just unfolded. Her caption was short, simple, yet perfectly timed. What a game! Fans immediately noticed the subtle intimacy in the photo. Blake leaned into Ryan slightly, and he returned the gesture with a warm, protective arm around her. It wasn't flashy or over the top, it was just a couple enjoying a rare moment of togetherness. The reaction online was instant. Comments poured in, praising the couple's chemistry and highlighting how natural and unforced their affection seemed. Many fans shared screenshots and clips, marveling at how someone like Blake, who normally keeps her life private, could convey such warmth and openness with just a single snapshot. Some pointed out the timing, noting that Blake's recent public appearances have been scarce, making this moment feel even more special. Others couldn't help but reflect on how supportive she looked, especially during a high-pressure day for Ryan and his team. But as fans celebrated the couple's sweetness, it was clear that this wasn't the only recent public outing that had captured their attention. Blake and Ryan had given fans another memorable glimpse into their lives months earlier. Just 4 months earlier, on November 26, 2024, Blake shared a pre-Thanksgiving date night selfie with Ryan in New York City. The photo showed them smiling and cozy, with Blake's signature humor shining through in her caption, "Putting my night out hair to good use. I spy the Empire Hotel, if you know, you know." Fans quickly caught the reference. The Empire Hotel had a special place in pop culture thanks to Gossip Girl, and Blake's nod reminded many of her roots as one of TV's most iconic young stars. The selfie wasn't just cute, it felt nostalgic, connecting her past with the life she now shares with Ryan. What made the outing stand out wasn't just the photo itself, but the energy the couple exuded. They looked effortless, fun, and fully in sync, a reminder that despite their fame and busy lives, they still prioritize simple moments together. It was moments like this, paired with their rare public appearances, that kept fans intrigued. Even with high-profile careers, lawsuits, and family responsibilities, Blake and Ryan clearly make time for each other, and the world notices every time they do. Behind the smiles and date night selfies, Blake Lively has been dealing with a serious and very public legal battle, one that's kept her largely away from the spotlight in recent months. In December 2024, Blake filed a lawsuit against her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni, alleging sexual harassment and retaliation. The case instantly drew attention, with fans and media closely watching every development. Baldoni, however, has denied the allegations, and the situation has remained tense as the legal process unfolds. Adding another layer of drama, Baldoni filed a countersuit against Blake and Ryan Reynolds, accusing them of defamation and extortion. But in a significant twist, a judge later dismissed the countersuit, giving the couple a small but meaningful legal victory. The trial for Blake's original lawsuit is scheduled for May 2026 in New York, meaning the next few months are likely to keep both Blake and Ryan in the headlines, even outside of football or red carpet events. Despite the intense scrutiny and the high stakes of the case, Blake has managed to maintain a composed public persona. Her appearance at the FA Cup match and her willingness to share small glimpses of life with Ryan show that even amid legal turmoil, the couple continues to support each other and find moments of normalcy together. The story of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' romance reads like something straight out of a Hollywood script. They first